Hey there everybody, how's it going? This is Tremisphere, hope you're doing well. Here today with another motor vlog. Gonna talk about a couple of things today, a couple of things personal, and obviously a little topic that I want to discuss. So first of all we're gonna do the personal stuff, and then we'll get on to the vlog topic. So it's basically what's been going down with the bike and with me. In 2 weeks I am going to Scotland for 3 days with Mr. Fruitcake and Ben, and we're going to the west coast of Scotland towards Fort William, I think, and yeah, we're going to spend a couple of days there, so that's going to be a fantastic adventure, and it'll be really good to do a bit of vlogging while I'm there. I've never been to Scotland, this will be my first ever bike trip, so I'm pretty excited, and yeah, it's really good. How it came about, well, it kind of came out of nowhere. One day me and Mr. Fruitcake were just chatting on Facebook, next thing I know, boom, booking a trip to Scotland, and yeah, it was very unforeseen. I'm glad it's just gone ahead and been booked though, you know, I'm glad that there was no dilly-dallying, we just kind of said, right, we'll do it on this date, and I got it booked off, and that's great. So yeah, it's there's a couple of things I'm gonna have to overcome, which kind of ties in with the topic today as well. But of course, there is something else. On Friday, the bike is going for a new chain. So if the bike's going for a new chain, that means mine's knackered. So what do we do with a knackered chain? We wheelie the shit out of it. So obviously there's the new chain. It's going to cost about £100, but I'm getting a new chain and sprockets, so I'm getting them both. So that'll be good for the tour as well, for the little Scotland meet. And obviously, the thing I want to talk about today is the pros and cons of sports bikes, because there are massive pros and there are massive cons. Well, I wouldn't say the massive cons, it's just kind of like, with a sports bike, it's small things that make a monumental difference, and you can't own a sports bike and, you know, resolve these problems. So let's go with the positives first. They look beautiful. Sports bikes just look awesome. You know, they've got that badass aura to them. And obviously, race replicas and stuff, you know, they're wicked bikes. They look wicked. And when someone rides them, you know, it's a proper sporty look. It looks mint. I just love it. Another positive is I do find the aggressive position of the bars quite, I don't know, controllable. Like when I'm on a bike up here, you know, if I'm going quick or I'm going around corners, I find it sometimes easier to have bars like this so I can lean off the bike. And I think that's a real positive. And that's mainly the kind of seating position you're going to get with a sports bike, is arse up in the air, arms down low, real aggressive feel. And I sometimes feel that is a bit easier when racing and when going quick. And even around steep corners, I think it is easier to have bars like this. Obviously as well for track, sports bikes are great. If you want to go to a track day and you own a sports bike, you could take it on the track and it'd be great for it. It's what it's made for. So there's all them things that are amazing about sports bikes, and these are the little niggles that, you know, you might just say, oh, just deal with it, and a lot of people do deal with it, but, you know, some people can't. And for my 400, for example, some of the cons include backache, wrist ache on long journey. And with my Scotland little tour coming up, it's going to be difficult for me because my seat is about that thin and the position is so radical. I'm going to get a lot of back and wrist ache, and I just really need to watch that, because if I get fatigued early on, you know, I'm knackered. So yeah, there's that. There's all the aching and stuff, and that really does matter. And the thing that I've come to realise being a biker, compared to when I started biking, I used to think sports bikes all the way just because speed. But because I'm now a bit more, I don't know, advanced than I was, oh, you're joking me, the road's closed. And he doesn't give a shit. Nice one. Now I'm a bit more, I know what I'm doing. I realised that the way forward potentially could be super nakeds. They include like, oh god, I don't know, the CB1000, stuff like that. Obviously a lot of people ride sports bikes and don't really care, but I think if you're riding a lot, there can be a bit of a niggly bugger. For example, my arse starts to hurt in leathers after about an hour and a half riding, something like that. Roughly an hour and a half. So basically, by the time I've done a day's riding, like when I went to the Lake District, I'm in a lot of pain. And I kid you not, guys, when I'm wearing leather zipped together and I really want to go for it, I've had to go to the chiropractor a few times because my neck is clicking at work and it's really painful. And yeah, that could be down to my accident a little bit, but because I'm so... Every sports bike has a different position, obviously, but because mine is like, I don't know, mine like is trying to be extreme, but it's not. It's like giving me 50-50. Like I'm leant over, but my ass is very low. I get a lot of neck ache with this bike because I'm so like that. So, that's a big con of a sports bike, really. By con, by the way, I mean like a negative factor. But obviously there's tons of positive factors, like, let me just show you what it looks like. I mean, look at it, it's a beautiful bike. You know what I mean? It's mint. But I guess it's what you want. Like if you like someone to look at your bike and go, oh damn, like every time I see a sports bike like a Gixxer 600 or a CBR 600 go past, I always go, Jesus, that's nice. But whereas if you see, I don't know, a Harley or a Honda Shadow go past, which are cruisers, I think, oh cool, a motorbike, but I don't go, wow, that's nice. I mean, this is the first trip I've gone on in 5 years. So, for me, it's not, if I was going on a trip every year, yeah, maybe I would have to invest in something different. But, if it was just me riding the bike, I would keep... That kid shit himself. Fantastic. If it was just me riding the bike, I would most definitely keep with my super sports because I can deal with the aching factor. Yeah, it hurts, but end of the day, I hit my hand with a hammer every day at work. It's something I'm used to. Obviously, the only reason I would want to swap is because the MT-07 is a 10 out of 10 hooligan bike, and that is me down to a T, is a hooligan. So, that factor is a selling point for me, and they're a lot more comfortable, so win-win. I'd love one. I would love to own one. But, if I was single, I would keep my sports bike, but, since I take the missus on the back a lot, it actually hurts her more than it hurts me. Like, the seat on this bike for a pillion is ridiculous. Just have a look at this. Let me just get into neutral. Like, look at that seat, man. She has to sit on that. That has no padding whatsoever. So she has to sit on that. Her ass hurts all the time because of it. And, it would just be nice to have something that the missus is relatively comfy on. I'm comfy on. It goes quick. Does a bit of everything. And, just naked, just sit up sport naked. I'm just being pointed down that road because of that. Tell me your guys' thoughts on it. I mean, everyone's going to have a different opinion. I know Integration, my bruh from Essex, I know he loves sports bikes, and hell, I don't blame him, I do too. But when you're trying to think about stuff practically, I also don't like buying bikes that are a money pit either. Yeah. Fuck off. This is where they ask, oh, am I allowed in? Probably not. Just, breaking into the petrol station. Probably shouldn't have done that. I forgot there's one down here. I don't like going there anymore. Here we go, the good old M&S. So I know Integration loves his sports bikes, and I don't blame him. I know Mr. Fruitcake loves his uprights, and he loves his nakeds, and really strange scrambler type things. So everyone has their own personal preference. So let me know what you guys like and why. I'm just going to go get some fuel, so I'll be right back. But I want to, thank you all for watching. We did really well on the last video. Like, you all seem to really enjoy. Like, 18 likes and no dislikes. That's a record high for me. So let's try and hit that again. That was mint. It really inspired me to come out and I just want to make vlogs all the time. Just want to keep making them and thinking of good things to make. So it's giving a positive attitude to me, which is great. So there's that. And yeah, I'm shit at ending vlog. So thank you all for watching. Leave your comments below of what you think to the questions that have been raised. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.